Hey guys, so I'm just gonna get right to it. This is the second part of the build process, so let's just not waste any time. But if you are here right now, watching this right now at this very moment, then the kit is available right now. So you can go to the link in the description to check it out, but if you're interested to see the rest of the build process, then just continue watching, my friends.
Alright guys, before we officially get started with the second half of the build, I forgot to take off the feet of the cabinet, so I'm going to do that really quick. It's a simple and easy process, and it was in the instructions, but I got excited, man, and when you get excited, sometimes you forget things. So it's real simple. I'll show you how to take it off right here in a minute. Okay, I know you guys are just going to be so riveted by this part of the video. So basically, you take a pair of pliers, and you connect them to that little plastic foot, and you pull. That's pretty much it. So wow. Alright, exciting. But you should do that before putting the cabinet on the riser. That was my fault. So let's get back to the real action and get to the next steps. Let's see what Retro Ralph's up to.
Ah, my foot. Okay, that's going in the... Okay, that hurt. Alright, as part of this process, we are going to have to remove the marquee and the monitor. So I'm going to start with the marquee. It's easy to take out. This is not the stock marquee. This is a marquee from Scott Evans that I've showcased tons of times and even did a review on. I'll put a link to it right here. Not on my hat, but up there. And let's unscrew the other side and get this thing out of here.
Okay, so this step will be a lot easier if you're using a stock system. It's just that I already had a marquee that was a modded marquee. So we just got to unscrew this, pull it off, and the thing is I forgot that there's a switch to turn the marquee on and off, so I got to get the switch out of there. You wouldn't have to do this step, but it's what I had to do because it was an aftermarket marquee.
Okay guys, I got the switch out, and so we'll be on to the next step, which is going to be removing the monitor. It's going to be a little bit more tedious for me because this isn't a stock 1-up. If it was stock 1-up, I'd have less to take apart. But I actually put the controller board and everything and mounted it to the back panel, so it's gonna be a little bit harder for me. But we'll get it done. Okay guys, this part's gonna look a little more complicated here than on yours because unless you're using the arcade printed circuit boards, you probably have a lot more room to work here, but it's fairly straightforward. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna remove the stock monitor. I'm gonna have to remove all this stuff, but I'm not gonna put that on camera, but obviously I gotta remove this stuff because I'm gonna reuse it on the new mount that's provided. But you're removing the mount and you're just removing the screws that hold it on in all four corners, but you're leaving the mounts mounted to the cabinet itself, okay? That's important. Do not remove the brackets, just remove these screws that hold the monitor on, and then we will wiggle that out. Now, there is suggestions that you loosen the L bracket, which I believe is this one right here, to make sure there's some flex in the cabinet because we don't want to have to take the whole cabinet apart. So if you've worked with these before, you'll notice that if you can loosen the sides a bit, it gives you a little bit more flex and you should be able to get the monitor out without, taking the cabinet apart. All right guys, so we're back. I removed the screws that hold the monitor mount onto these brackets over here, those white brackets that came with the Arcade1up. And at this point, I'm ready to shimmy that monitor out. What I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna loosen these up real quick, which is what Emilio instructed to do. It gives the cabinet a lot of flex though, so be careful there. Don't like remove it completely, but it should give the cabinet enough flex for me to pop that monitor out without really any trouble. Okay, so I'm gonna flip the cabinet around and we're gonna pop that monitor out really carefully. And we should be good. Actually, I'm not even gonna flip it around. I'm gonna just do it like this. Ooh, that top piece is gonna come off. Okay, cool. So we're good. Monitor mount out. And now we're on to figuring out how to get all this stuff onto Emilio's or Hollywood Marquees mount. So let's continue the process, guys. I haven't eaten anything. I'm kind of getting hungry. I think this is a good stopping point to have some food. I'm not gonna film that. I don't even know what I'm gonna eat, but I'm really hungry right now. And I can see, so a little modding tip. Do not mod on an empty stomach because you will screw something up. Done it many times where I'm like, I'm gonna push through, I'm good. And I break something.
Don't mod on an empty stomach. Alright, the next step is to prepare our old monitor mount for the new monitor mount. So I gotta take off the controller board because this was an already modded system, and I gotta take off the plexiglass cover because we gotta get access to the original 1-up monitor. Just take off these 4 screws on each side of the monitor and it will just pop right out of the old monitor mount. Now we are not gonna use that monitor mount at all. We're 100% gonna roll with the monitor mount from Hollywood Marquees. So Keep in mind you have the plexiglass cover on top, which will take the protective coating off later. And underneath you'll see the graphics. So the graphics are free flowing, which is awesome, so that they can be interchanged later, like I mentioned in the second video, maybe, I can't remember. So we're going to screw the monitor down with the screws provided, and after we do that, we will be ready to assemble the rest of it. And it's pretty simple and straightforward. The instructions, like I said, continue to be awesome. Emilio did a great job putting that all together. So we're almost done securing the monitor down, and we'll go on to the next step. Okay, so before I install the artwork, I just want to make sure there's no dust under the screen, because once I put the artwork in the plexi, there's kind of no going back. I mean, there is, I just got to take it all apart after, so it's just good best practice to get this thing nice and clean. So I got this terry cloth that I'm using just to make sure, or microfiber cloth, just to make sure that everything looks good and it's all clean and ready to go. So as soon as I do that, you're going to see me apply the graphics. There were two little tabs on the top that just provide a sticky surface so that this can be placed on really well. But what happens is you just kind of stick those two top parts on. Make sure you don't have any grease on your hands, by the way, when you do this, because the grease will get on those graphics. You don't want that. So basically, I'm just trying to, I don't know what I'm doing there. I don't know. I'm blowing on it. I'm not sure why, but I forgot why I did that. So just assume that might have been dust. I don't know. Or I'm just doing something weird, which I do from time to time. Okay, time to get the plexi on. Okay, these next two steps are pretty simple. So you're just removing all the protective coating from the plexiglass cover for the monitor mount. So just be careful doing this. It's going to take a little bit of time. You know, it's on there pretty good, but I'd rather it be protected well than be damaged in shipment. So I'm just lining it up to make sure I have everything right. But now at this point, you just continue to take both sides off, front and back. You may want to clean it after, because, you know, once you apply it, like I said, you're not going to want to take it off. You could, but I just figured why not just make it really clean. So you'll see me kind of briefly go over that with that microfiber cloth again, and then that's pretty much it. I just make sure it's good, and then you're going to lay it on top of the graphics so that the graphics sandwich in between that and the monitor mount. And then there's 4 screws on each corner you're going to put in, and there's already pre-drilled holes that Emilio has there. So I'm just trying to make sure it's lined up well, but this is super simple. I didn't film myself putting the screws in, but you just put those 4 screws in and you're done. Alright guys, so we are getting closer to the finish line. There is a problem that I end up facing here, and it has nothing to do with Emilio's kit. It has to do with Arcade1up, but you'll see what that is in a minute. But anyways, let's get back to what we're doing here. So we're going to mount that monitor right there in the front, and the cool thing is the way Emilio has that board grooved, it fits perfectly. It's actually grooved perfectly to fit right inside the stock mounting sort of side brackets. I don't even know what you really call that, but it's trimmed to fit exactly the way the old one does, except it butts all the way up to the top of that front panel. Now, you'll notice there's a little something different about that front panel. That front panel is actually white, and every other kit I've built, that front panel is black. So that's a problem, because it's going to look really funny if that front panel's white. So I do fix it here in a minute, but anyways, I got the mount in. I'm getting everything all snugged up and tightened up, and then we're going to adjust or get the mounts in on the back side as well. Okay, so this is an ad hoc video. The audio is going to suck, but I was kind of frustrated because the back panel of my Arcade1up was white, and it's not supposed to be white, so I had to spray paint it, because otherwise this mod isn't going to work. So it has nothing to do with Hollywood Marquees. 1up just decided, I guess, that some panels should be black and some panels should be white. Cool. So I removed the white panel, and then I went and spray painted it, as you saw, and now I'm just I'm reconnecting everything. So now I have my newly spray painted black panel. This was a little bit of a pain in the butt. You wouldn't have to do this, you know, in any other kit I've had, because none of these panels end up being white. Not sure why this one was, but it is what it is, and I improvised. I happen to have some black spray paint, so I was able to do it, and it looks great. So no worries. Sometimes you got to improvise and roll with the punches, and that's exactly what we did. So good to go. All right, we're in the home stretch here where we're putting on the litt marquee. So I'm just kind of lining things up, and then I'll show you how you screw it on. There's 2 screws in the front and 2 screws in the back, and Emilio's got these clips that are already pre-mounted, so it makes it super simple and easy. All right, so once these things are lined up, you're just going to do one on the left-hand side and one on the right-hand side. And this is just for the front, and then there are actually 2 additional screws on the back just to make sure it's super secure. It's not going anywhere. I probably don't even need the other 2, but it's good to just have it as snug as possible. So I'm going to do those right now. All right, now for the 2 screws on the back side, 1 on each side, just like the front. And if you look, there is a power wire for the marquee. I just ran it over the top. I'll show you what that looks like, but you could tuck it behind too. It's just whatever you want to do with it.
All right, guys, we're totally in the final stretch right here. We're pretty much done, but you know, Emilio didn't leave any stone unturned here, and he put these little stickers in the kit. What these are for is to block off these little holes, because when you take off the stock marquee, there's holes there now because we're not using those mounts at all. So you just put these stickers on there and they make it look all nice. So I'll show you how to do that really quick, and then we're pretty much done, guys.
All right, guys, well, there's not really much to say here. These are just peel and stick, but I'm really glad that Emilio included these in the kit just because it just gives it that finished look. It looks really great, and I love the end result. So that's it, guys. We'll just wrap it up and give you some final thoughts.
All right, take 1,556. No, seriously, it probably has been that many takes, but I'm so excited because we finished. We finished the Hollywood Arcade. We finished the Hollywood Marquees Big-Up Upgrade Kit. Yeah. Gosh. Okay. All right, we finished it. We're done. We're done. There's nothing else to see. No, but seriously, we finished it. It's a 2-part series. If you missed the first one, check the link above for that, because it will make more sense if you see the first half of the build process. But anyways, I'm super pumped up that we finished it. It's awesome. It's a very cool kit. The response has been really great, and if you did like the video, please like it. Please subscribe to the channel if this content is something you enjoy, and don't forget to turn on notifications. But the most exciting news of all is that this kit is available right now, very moment, right here. So if you go down in the description of the video, you will see links to order it. And Emilio is awaiting to fulfill your orders. So anyways, that's it for now, guys. We'll see you on the next one, and that's it. Okay, we finished it. You guys are still here? No. Guys, you gotta go. We're all done. Everyone's gone. Emilio's gone, I'm gone, everything's gone. What the heck are you guys still doing? Go. Come back in a couple days. We'll have more content, but it's time to go. I got stuff to do. Classic Kim's coming over.